Cool.
Like the cut?
Got like my own little photo shoot.
Even if you I guess taking this yellow one out. There, I'm here! I was like, oh my god! I'm not ready. Well, Rizzo is right there and I am right here. Hey!
One, two, three. Is that right now? Cool.
Thank you.
It was like a really nice surprise. I know. I should make email like 20 quarters. Mine is 2. Yeah, I have. I don't remember what time, but maybe we'll talk about it. Yeah, I have mine.
More of it in there. There we go.
Round that height.
Nope.
Maybe 3.5, 6'4".
With beret?
With beret, with heel.
Yeah, you don't have to get all of them.
So, tall,
You can email.
6'3", and taller. Take your friend. Top, shoulder to shoulder, flat to the camera. 6'2". I need you. We gotta have a full line across the top. It's a single file line, side to side. So if you're, so next group, come on down 2 steps. Can't be behind. You gotta move down. Yep. Kick the small guy out. Okay. On this side, some 6-footers. 5'10", 5'11". Come this way, please. We got 4, and then 5, and then 4. All right, how about 5'9"? 5'9". Come on down 2 steps. You gotta come down 2, buddy. Yes, sir. Come on down 1 more. You go back 1. All right. 5'7". 5'7". Oh, and then a full row. That's what we want to keep doing. Okay.
I really got it. Where is he? He's over there.
Okay, while we're waiting for the last... We'll get to talk about the real reason that you guys are here. We'll hand out an order form. Is laminated, very nice on the front and the back, sandwiched into the lamination so you can have your classmates and friends write on it. And you can remember this glorious day. So, some of you would order forms, all self-addressed, pre-addressed. You'll put your name Saturday. It can be, but you have 1 week, so you'll actually get an extra day because today's Friday. So, that's what we're looking to do. Any questions?
No.
Okay, so what is the main purpose of why we're here today?
Buy stuff.
Purchase this photograph.
Buy stuff.
Okay, we're going to make some minor adjustments. I think most everybody... You've messed up our whole size. How tall are you? Oh yeah, shoulder to shoulder, come to the box for me. Come to the box.
Some.
Good. Don't move. Here we go. Ready? 1. Looking at me. Looks good, ladies and gentlemen. Lean in a little bit. Here we go. Ready? It's a tight picture. And 1, 2. Show your spirit. And 3. Here we go again. Spirit photo. Ready? 1, 2. Wait a minute. 2.5.
Honorees, trustees, parents, friends, faculty, and staff, and most of all, the graduating class of 2012. It's my pleasure to welcome you to MICA for the first ever exclusively graduation ceremony for our graduate students. What a wonderful class this is, and what an honor it is to have them be the first to have one of these ceremonies. I'm Fred Lazarus, president of MICA, and I thank all of you for being here today to help us celebrate this wonderful graduating class. And congratulations to all of you who are graduating and to your families. Today we will be conferring degrees on 158 graduates and our distinguished honorees. The faculty have had an opportunity to work with you as you have grown as individuals and artists over the past couple of years. The thesis shows of the graduate students over the past weeks are by far the best demonstration of the unbelievable talent and ability of this group of individuals. We are proud to be able to honor you and recognize you today. Some of you have been with us but 1 year. Others who came here as undergraduates and stayed for graduate programs may have been with us for as many as 5 or 6 years. In recent years, MICA has made tremendous progress, including the addition of many new graduate programs, some of which are graduating today. Today, the first graduates of these programs will mark the beginning of this new group of graduate programs. Your ideas have helped us improve our programs, our facilities, and the services that we offer to you as students. You have forged new relationships with Baltimore for the college and for us as individuals, and you have helped make Baltimore a better city. In a very real sense, you have helped make MICA a better college and the college that it is today. In the years ahead, MICA will continue to make changes and evolve as a college. Many of these will be in response to ideas that you have given us, and we thank you for your involvement and your support over these years, and for your leadership and your help. You have contributed to making this one of the best colleges in the world, and we are grateful for your involvement. As you prepare to leave us, I hope you will continue to think about this college and continue to provide us with your energy and counsel and your insights as you move forward with your careers and your professions. Even though we attract the best students year after year, and our graduates continue to make a huge impact in the world, we can get better, and we can get better with your advice and counsel. We are excited about your future, and we look forward to hearing from you as you move forward in the years to come. And we welcome your continued engagement with us and with future graduates of the college. Most of you could not have reached the point where you are today in your lives without lots of support and encouragement from your families. Before we begin our formal ceremonies, I would like to acknowledge those of you who have helped make financial and moral support and who have helped these artists grow. May our first applause be for the families who have gathered here and who have given you such support. During the graduation exercises today, we had the opportunity to recognize one of the faculty who have been providing you with such wonderful support. This individual represents the people over the years who have made this college what it is today, and these individuals are also the ones that have contributed so much to your education and development. This honoree and her colleagues, many of whom are here with me on the stage, have devoted themselves to fostering and supporting the development of your talents. I would like now to extend our next applause to the faculty that have done such a wonderful job. The community that you have created here at MICA amongst your peers and with all of us, and the respect that you have for each other has prepared you well for the world that you're about to move into. Our hopes are very much with you and our thoughts as well. It is my pleasure now to introduce the individual who over the last years has really shaped the academic program of the college and responsible for making it what it is today. MICA's Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Ray Allen, who will give you a...
Good afternoon, parents, family members, friends, honored guests. I want to join President Lazarus and welcome you today. I must say I'm a little overwhelmed. I think what we had in mind was, just a few of you out there. This is really terrific. We've already outgrown Falvey Hall. And to the graduates, I too congratulate you on behalf of myself and the entire faculty of MICA. When you wake up, as I did yesterday morning, and hear as the first thing on NPR a comparison of the cost of going to college against how much money you're going to earn when you get out, or when you wake up this morning, as I did, and hear an article that talks about $2 billion loss at JP Morgan, it's not hard to realize why everybody wants to see everything through the frame of the economy. And I think, given where you are right now in your lives, it would be hard for you not to look somewhat through that lens when you think about the near future. But I want to take a minute and just see if I can shift the optics a bit by firstly remembering just a few years ago, a guy by the name of Daniel Pink. I don't know how many of you read anything he wrote, but he talked about the idea of the MFA being the new MBA. And his notion was that in this wonderful left-brain world that we've constructed, there is a realization of an ever-growing need for the kind of poetic imagination that we who live on the right side of our brains represent. And to lend a little weight to that, I brought with me an interesting bit of information. In 2010, IBM, International Business Machines, IBM did a survey of 1,500 CEOs in 33 industries in 60 countries. And the sum of that was that these executives believe that, quote, more than rigor, management discipline, integrity, or even vision, creativity is the key to successfully navigating an increasingly complex world. Pretty interesting, huh? So clearly, you have something that's been seriously reevaluated in this culture. I think what's interesting about that is because you value your creativity so much, you've chosen a very different path for yourself, although I think some of you probably will find your way into corporate culture. But I think no matter what you choose to do, you will find yourself going out into a much more porous world, and a world that's much more receptive to ideas about the creative imagination and the many ways that you can engage the culture meaningfully. I think the biggest challenge for you right now, and I want you to step back and just think about this for a minute, is you've spent some serious amount of time sheltered in this institution making the best art and design you can. But the deal now is that you're going to go out and you're going to look at your life as your next work of art. You're going to apply the same creativity, intelligence, flexibility, inventiveness to thinking about how you shape the life you want as you've invested in the art making you've done. I am just sure that you have the knowledge and experience to do that, and I wish you all the best in the next phase of your life. So congratulations. I'd like to call my colleague Gunalan Nadarajan up to the podium, if I may. If you've looked at the program, you've seen that Guna is going to introduce our graduation speaker, but before he does, I want to say that it is both sad and ironic that on the eve of our first graduate commencement, Gunnar, who is completing his first year as the Vice Provost of Graduate Studies, will be leaving us. He too will be graduating. And in this wonderful first public ceremony, I want to publicly thank him for all the wonderful work he's done on behalf of the School and Graduate Studies this year, and wish him Godspeed. So join me, please.
Thank you, Ray. I'd like to start by first thanking all of you who are here today, both the graduates, the parents, the friends, spouses, partners. You represent a choice that you have made to participate in an art world that actually is continuing to change the way we think, the way we act in the world. I think that too much is said about the lack of value of an art education, and too little is being said about the importance of people who continue to imagine different futures, people who continue to imagine different ways of thinking and doing. And I think artists and designers are our real hope in many ways. And a society that neglects and a society that forgets that these individuals who commit their lives, commit their every actions, every thought to enhancing not only their own lives, but the lives of everyone else by creating objects, experiences, ideas that transform and create pleasure, sadness, joy, jubilation. We need to celebrate the fact that there are still continuing to be people without regard to what's going on out there, continuing to invest time, energy, and effort to commit their lives to art and design. It is bittersweet indeed for me to leave MICA in what we are celebrating today as our first graduates-only commencement. But I think I leave this institution with a sense that this institution is one of the best institutions out there to provide art and design education today. It has a vision, it has the facilities, the people that have continued to work to enhance the opportunities and learning of artists and designers. I am also happy to leave the institution, which I know is far more professionally oriented towards the enhancement of the professional development of our artists and designers. I'm happy to leave an institution that has a greater sense of mission about where they are going. And that's not due to what I brought, but what was already there. All I had to do was to continue to listen and support it. But I did want to, before I introduce the speaker, talk a little bit about the pleasure I had working with the students and the faculty this last year. Even though I've been in MICA for 3 years before I took on this position, what was particularly pleasurable for me is meeting with the students in their studio spaces, looking at what they were doing, looking at the passion in their eyes and the vision that they had for what they wanted to do. Their commitment to not just their art, but to transforming other people's lives, a care and concern for how what they are doing is going to impact others. I really learned a huge amount of what it means to not just be in an art school, but what it means to be an artist and what it means to participate in art and culture today. So I would like to thank all the students, all the faculty who are graduating today, the graduate students who are graduating today, and all the faculty who participated in their learning. Thank you for the dedication that you showed in your own artworks, and those who have taught them to enhance where they were. Sheila de Brattville. Sheila de Brattville is the head of the graduate program in graphic design at Yale since 1990. Is also a practicing designer, public artist, and a feminist. In 1971, de Brattville founded the Women's Design program at CalArts, and later co-founded the historic public space, the Women's Building, with Judy Chicago and Arlene Raven in in 73. The communication design program at the Otis Art Institute at the Parsons School of Design in LA in 1981. Her many public works reflect a deep commitment to social activism, to the engagement of community voices, and respect for collected local memories. In 2004, she was rightly awarded an AIGA medal for outstanding contribution to the field of design. On a personal note, I have always admired Sheila's work, and it's especially sweet, I think, for me to see, to honor a feminist, a pioneer in her field in our first graduation ceremony. Sheila.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for bringing me here. I'm very happy to participate in your inaugural graduate commencement, and there's definitely a tangible buzz of excitement here that cannot be dependent on the fact that there are no undergraduates. Perhaps this is the heightening of the day's energy and meaning, is something that comes from being the very first time only the graduate students from MICA's MFA programs are assembled to celebrate graduation together, and maybe this spirit signifies the degree of connection that you already established with each other. When Fred Lazarus and Ray Allen invited me and asked that I provide a personal perspective regarding graduate education and its value, I didn't hesitate for a moment. I saw the connection between having old friends I wanted very much to see here in Baltimore and the sustained open circle of mutually supportive peer relationships that I regard as an especially creative aspect of graduate education in the arts. So let's begin by looking sideways. I'm asking you to pay attention to the mutually supportive relationships you have with the people who are here today. Think about those connections that you created while in graduate school. I'm suggesting that these formations, from the familiar to the particular to the collective, can be creative and sustaining to you in your work from now on. While here in graduate school, you not only produced work, you produced yourselves. Graduate study at MICA provided the time and the site where the development of your own authored work began to take place. It is this sense of self, who we are and who we are not, and the understanding of what our work is and can be, that sets each graduate student on her or his way. At the same time, this work done in graduate school can be seen as integral to forming relationships, connections, and kinship among diverse individuals and constituencies. That last statement is a quote from Kelly Jones, who reminds us to value familial, personal, and professional relationships in her stunning book, I Minded. The idea I'm suggesting is that it is especially here in graduate school that transformative experiences and sustaining friendships are created. This fresh formation of networks of friends and colleagues and family is part of how you each can draft and craft individual as well as larger social and political engagements and involvements. Looking back, I realized that it was during graduate study that I came into my own, so to speak. It was then that I began to understand how varied the meanings of identity could be, what work I wanted to do, and created the friendships I have until this day. That's how I came to think of graduate school as the setting when a focused view of what comes next begins to be developed. Here at MICA is where you too may have begun to see that it's possible to enact each new idea as if there was nothing whatsoever holding you back. This context supports a sense of unfettered inspiration and agency, which is as fundamental to the creation of an identifiable, idiomatic, visual expression as it is to the creation of connections and networks that support the work that you do next. Just as I have made lasting connections which continue to sustain me in my work wherever I am and wherever I go, I have no doubt there are people here at commencement today, perhaps sitting right there beside you, who will continue to have very important roles in the shape of your life and the next chapters of your own story. Commencement, this ceremony in which we are all participating today, is also a complex mixture of change and continuity, endings as well as beginnings. And some serenity may emerge amidst all the excitement of the day when you realize that each of you already represents success. You're prepared for this moment and deserve to have pride in your accomplishments and confidence in your own potential. Whether or not you feel some apprehension or convivial conspiracy, you are receiving MFA degrees today that are no longer vulnerable to thinking you arrived here due to luck or by mistake. You are very well prepared to do anything you imagine, even if you think the world beyond MICA is not quite ready for you. So rest assured that graduate education provided a direction for your work. This discovery for yourself of what is important to you about art and design, community and education, focused the pursuit and acquisition of skills with which to engage the future and its inevitable changes. Among the critical attributes you want to have during changing times is being open to the unexpected, dexterous in a variety of skills, able to shape and continue to developing your own body of work despite any setbacks. And even more valuable, perhaps, than your graduate degree, which may not seem possible at this moment, is that you as artists, designers, educators, and community activists have something exceptional and powerful from your graduate education. You have a direct and deep connection to the work you make, an unalienated relationship to your own creations. That will enable you to do whatever you want to do next. It may prove helpful to think of the work you have done while in graduate school as iterative, the first in a series of works yet to be made. During the next decade, your work may become different from what you'd studied and made here, and you may hold different jobs, create new networks and associations, while many of you are still connected here. To the people to whom you're connected here will continue to be in your life no matter what. So here today is a special notion about porosity at the edges between the arts professions. It may not seem that way when you have different departments, but that porosity is real. The boundaries have loosened, and considerable overlap has occurred, and that usually happens by the students doing it, not by the faculty doing it. Possibilities from new types of visual work and social practices have expanded while you have been in college and in graduate school, and cross-pollination is occurring in many surprising ways. It's unlikely that the core of each discipline will disappear, and certainly rigorous work in painting and in print, in relational aesthetics and in social practices will not disappear despite the recurrent news to the contrary. And all of you, I have no doubt, are savvy internet users. So new tools are being created. Research, writing, video, networking have become generative aspects of the work in a variety of disciplines. You are already making complex mixtures, reshaping how and where your visual work will create its own audiences. The loosened boundaries and the increased formation of interdisciplinary groups are inspiring and destabilizing, but in very productive and unique ways. And I have no doubt many of you are already working across disciplines, initiating projects with diverse communities and individuals who are younger and older than yourselves. This idea of mutually generous, inclusive, creative, diverse networks animating graduate school and enhancing the personal and cultural work lives of graduate students is an open, horizontal formation. These formations are quite different than the exclusive power gatekeeping of old boys club on the old boys club model, which I, for one, would be happy for be gone forever. In its place, I happily applaud the contemporary proliferation of interdisciplinary social practices, the gentle art of mutual aid, most often given among people with few economic resources. Uncertain funding is disconcerting, especially to those who see having a job with a salary and clear benchmarks as being more secure. At another commencement, not that long ago, a mother whispered to me, "Do you think Forrest will get a job?" This parent not only needed some assurance, but she really knew that her son already had a wide bandwidth of conceptual, technical, and social skills and practices with which to create and recreate his own work life, as no doubt you have as well. Additionally, Forrest had paid attention to the friendships made while in graduate school, and these friendships sustained his next step as well as his most recent step to a new position. So clearly my intent, like the people who just spoke before me, Guna and Frank and Ray, is to encourage you to recognize the value and the mutual sustaining friendships you have made while in graduate school. And I trust you to continue developing whatever it is of interest to you individually and together. After today, even if you go your own different ways, stay connected to one another. Continue the camaraderie that creates resolve. Keep focused on your own unique ways of making rather than look to the opinions of others for what you should do and what you should be. Your own skills and mutually supportive friendships can continue to help you release the need to look to the opinions of others for what to do and what to be. I don't know if you know Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, but this idea is even more strongly stated there. Care about people's approval and you will be their prisoner. The next line in this stunning text is less a warning, and it suggests a process. Do your work, then step back. And in the spirit of stepping back after doing your graduate work at MICA, which is certainly the moment is this, may I suggest you just relax, lean back, take a moment to appreciate what you have achieved and done. I mean, after all, receiving an MFA is not an everyday experience. So here, this is the good time to be just simply solidly here. If right now you know what you are going to do next, your path is likely to include some unexpected changes. Lao Tzu, again, the way that is the way is not always the way. And perhaps the best suggestion I can give you now is to think of this moment as the start of a narrative, made of a series of beginnings and redefinitions. As Seamus Heaney says in Seeing Things, whatever is given can always be reimagined. And fantasy is functional. It can be the fuel for your imagination and is as useful in narrating your life as it is in creating work. Your inspiration may come from materials, from objects, events, music, data flows, crowdsourcing, subversive or immersive experiences, the horizontal democracy of the Occupy movement, or simply moving through our shared public environments. Of course, I really don't know what your sources of inspiration are or may be, but for me, so much of my experience is mediated through language and a variety of forms of representation, and the connection between words, places, and people. These are what are the endless sources of inspiration and inform my work as well. Thinking of the sources of the creative spark in developing visual work and the awesome potential of your path at this moment brought a novel I have read to mind. It's a retelling of the classic story of astonishing adventures and the long journey home. In the lost books of the Odyssey, a first novel by a computer scientist, the author Zachary Mason reimagines Ulysses' adventures in fragments, short chapters represented in an out-of-order chronology. One chapter in particular caught my attention and suggested a fresh way to look about today as the start of an adventure, imagining what could and could not exist. Mason describes groups of people who believed that each person lives out her or his life as a character in a story told by somebody else. I found this notion inspiring as a way of authoring your own future, reimagining what is given. What if right now, as you sit here, away from home, away from your studio, just in your mind's eye, you begin to imagine yourself as a character in a story, narrating your life as if it were being told by somebody other than you, someone who could help you reimagine different ways to go, and if one way is not the way, find one that is. How might that storyteller describe you setting forth on a journey to do what you most want to be doing? Or revise the starting point and embellish it as you please. This is a kind of thought experiment as a way to see and step back to assert more clearly what it is you might want to do now. And that ultimately is what the people who are dear to you also want to see you doing. So wherever you go, whatever you choose to do, I wish you courage, the power of your imagination. So looking sideways helps you look forward. Take care.
Thank you very much, Sheila. Will Aaron Tukowski please come forward, our Associate Dean for Graduate Studies, to introduce our graduate speaker.
Would Jonathan Latiano please come forward to speak on behalf of the graduate students? Jonathan is graduating from the Mount Royal School of Art and is from Coopersburg, Pennsylvania.
Good afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jonathan Latiano. I didn't know she was going to introduce me right before, so this is how I wrote the speech. A graduating MFA student from the Mount Royal School of Art here at MICA. But for those of you who do know me, this is probably not the first time you've seen me speak here. This time is different, though. This time is through the lens of a very special occasion, an event, if you will. This time is different because finally, I have a microphone. Let's do this. I thought about a lot of different ways to open this commencement speech. First, I thought that I would start by humming the entire soundtrack to the film Jurassic Park. Grad Studies shot that one down. Then, I thought that I would start by telling each and every one of you what I really think about you. Grad Studies also shot that one down. Ultimately, though, I decided to start this speech, one of the last things I will say during my career here at MICA, with one of the first things that I said here. I remember back to my interview with my director, Frances Barth, before I was even accepted. The interview was going smoothly enough, but then she asked me a question that kind of threw me off a bit. She asked, well, John, you're living in New York City, you're making artwork, you seem to have a life. Why would you want to go to graduate school? Now, I thought I was prepared for the whole, well, why do you want to go to graduate school question? But not phrased like that. I sat back in my chair. I thought about it for a sec. And then I said, I want to go to graduate school, and MICA specifically, because I want to surround myself with the best. I want to elevate my peers to a group that will keep me sharp just by being around them. Little did I realize at the time that this off-the-cuff comment would come to be one of the truest things I would say during my time here. Over the last 2 years, I've been continuously surprised, inspired, and challenged by the artists around me. I am privileged to call many of you friends, and proud to call all of you peers. I actually love some of you. That's crazy. At most, we should just be passing acquaintances by now. But when I look out across this auditorium today, I can say with all sincerity that the bonds that I have formed here while at MICA are amongst the most cherished elements that I will take away from my graduate experience. On a personal note, I'd like to thank our directors and professors. Your guidance is something that we will carry with us for the rest of our careers. And to my professors in Mount Royal, I'd like to formally apologize for my actions at the holiday party this year. No one should have to see what they saw that night, especially from someone wearing a pan-denominational/religious Santa costume. I'd like to thank the Office of Graduate Studies, specifically Patrick, Aaron, and Nancy. For better or worse, your doors were always open, and you always had our best interests in mind while listening to our many and varied problems and complaints. On a side note, guys, there's like this whirling sound coming out of one of the 5th floor studio vents. It's kind of like a hey, but it's almost more like a hey, baby. And then there's a click at the end. I don't have the specific studio number, and my cell phone is broken, so I cannot meet up with you to show you the problem. But if you could look into that, that would be great. Also, I don't like the weather today, so there's that too. On a more personal note, I'd like to thank and acknowledge not only my parents, but all of the parents, husbands, wives, sons, daughters, and family members gathered in this room today. It takes a special breed of person to support a dream that is, at best, illogical. And to that, I say, really? Doctor, lawyer, civic engineer, none of these things occurred to you when we were laying out our plan for life? No, go on. Be an artist. Follow your passion. We love you. Who the hell do you think you are? And on one last and way more personal note, to all of my ex-girlfriends out there, you tell your parents they were wrong. I did amount to something in my life, for I now hold a master's degree in fine art, the most marketable degree on the planet. It is Easy Street from here on out. But of course, it won't be easy. And we don't do it for the fame or the glory, but because we have to. Art, along with advanced language, math, and that amazing human need to learn and explore is one of the true things that sets our species apart from the others on this planet. Those elephants that make paintings don't count. But for the record, some of those are pretty good paintings. So here we are, a group of people that have chosen a path that can only ever really promise an uphill battle. And we do it because we are driven by a vigor and tenacity and some sort of romanticism that sets us apart from other professions. We fill a very special niche in society. The history books and the sciences are good for documenting the past and interpreting the physical world around us. It falls on the arts, though, to interpret and transcribe the grayer areas of our universe, the emotions and energy of an event, the object you can only see out of the corner of your eye, but then disappears the moment you look directly at it. And we are blessed with this gift. For we are painters. We are sculptors. We are photographers. We are designers. We are filmmakers, performers, installationists, poets, philosophers, and educators. We are the ultimate sonographers of society, and by God, what we do is important. For most of us today, we find ourselves at the end of our education on paper. And although we now have what are terminal degrees in our profession, our research is just beginning. For to truly be experts in our field, we require a lifetime of learning, both formal and informal. And it falls on our shoulders, along with all other artists of our generations, to move the theories, responsibilities, and understanding of art forward. The artist, Agnes Martin, in her later years, was quoted posing the question, "Are you doing what you were born to do?" Today, I think we can answer that question with a resounding yes. And I challenge myself and all of us in this auditorium to always be able to answer that question, yes. Let us treat every show we have, whether it's a solo show at a major museum or an obscure group exhibition, like it's the most important of our career. Let us continue to challenge and explore new areas that are foreign to us. Let us defy the conventions of what we have been taught. Let us always be our own hardest critics. And lastly, let us never, ever accept anything but the absolute best from ourselves. Now let's roll up our sleeves and get to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. It's now our pleasure to present our honorary doctorate candidates to our honorary doctorates to our distinguished guests. Ellen Lupton, Director of Graduate Graphic Design, please come forward to read the citation for Sheila, and would you please come forward as well, Sheila? Thank you.
Sheila Levrant de Bretteville, you have truly earned the words trailblazer and visionary. Over a career spanning decades, you have impacted virtually every area of the design arena. In the process, you pioneered a path for women that was historic and long overdue. Most importantly, you continue to pave the way for women and men of all races, religions, and sexual preferences to reach new heights in design excellence. The most apt description was bestowed on you by the American Institute of Graphic Arts in 2006, Design Legend. Where others see no path, you see a way forward. When education for women designers was difficult to find, you founded the groundbreaking Women's Design Program at California Institute of the Arts and opened the door for women to see themselves as accomplished contributors in the field. You partnered with fellow icons Judy Chicago and Arlene Raven to establish the Feminist Studio Workshop in Los Angeles, one of the nation's first independent art schools for women. After first providing space for the school's innovative programming in your home, you helped found the Women's Building, which served as a hub not only for female artists and designers, but also for journalists, activists, businesswomen, and others who embraced the feminist movement. There you created the Women's Graphic Center and then ventured forward to establish the Department of Communication Design and Illustration at Otis College of Art and Design. You made history again in 1990 when you returned to Yale University, where you had received your MFA, to become the first tenured woman professor at the School of Art as Director of Graduate Studies in Graphic Design. Your design can be seen in broad relief on both coasts, from the 82-foot-long Biddy Mason mural in downtown Los Angeles to the Path of Stars project, profiling the lives of local residents in New Haven. You've authored books, including the Motown album. You redesigned the Los Angeles Times, and your posters and fine press editions are in the collections of the Museum of Modern Art, the Victoria and Albert Museum, and the Centre Pompidou in Paris. You have received honorary degrees from Moore College of Art, California College of Arts and Crafts, and Otis College of Art and Design. ID Magazine honored you as one of the most influential people in design in 2004, and Yale named you the Caroline M. Street Professor of Graphic Design in 2010. Sheila Levrant de Bretteville, your ability to combine community engagement with audience-centered design has been as revolutionary as your fight to advance the perspectives of women inside the design world. For redefining American design, for insisting that its practice must be inclusive and proactive, and for promoting the embrace of differences, the Board of Trustees of the Maryland Institute College of Art confers upon you the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa.
Sheila, it's now my pleasure to formally present to you this degree. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Honorary Doctorate of Fine Arts. Congratulations. It's now my pleasure to present an honorary doctorate to our distinguished trustee emeritus. And would Joan Motormath please come forward, the director of the Hofberger School of Painting, to read the citation, and would Roy Hofberger please come forward as well. Thank you.
Thank you and good afternoon. Leroy Hofberger, it is my great pleasure to stand here today and acknowledge your achievements as one of the most vital supporters in the history of the Maryland Institute College of Art. We are honored to celebrate your stewardship, which has been critical to MICA's success in art, culture, and community engagement in ways both highly visible and intimate. From 1990 through 1994, with your direction as chair of the Board of Trustees, the college set the boldest and most pivotal goal in its history, to become the leading art college in the country. The defining 10-year plan accompanying your directive ordered enhancements in the quality of design and illustration curricula, an upgrade of technological resources, expanded career development, international engagement, and an increased endowment. Today, MICA's reputation has achieved world renown as indicated by its top ranking in the U.S. News and World Report, and the student body represents more than 50 countries. The cornerstones of MICA's future were laid through your leadership. The college's first residence, the Commons, was built for the first time, and the school was transformed into a complete, self-contained collegiate experience. The main building was renovated as well, expanding academic and administrative space and enshrining the structure as a Baltimore landmark. By the end of the decade that began with you as chair, MICA's enrollment grew by almost 50%, and the record capital campaign you inspired produced spectacular investments in the college. Your legacy as chair, however, is only a small part of the relationship between you and the college. MICA's reputation is built in large part on the global prestige of its signature academic program, the Hofberger School of Painting, made possible through the support of the Hofberger family and your indelible influence. The Hofberger School of Painting, which I am honored to direct, is the only graduate program in the country dedicated solely to painting. Being admitted to study here is already an achievement. This year, MICA received one of the very prestigious Joan Mitchell MFA grants when it was awarded to a 2012 Hofberger graduate, Lainey Nemeth. You have provided direct support for countless scholarships. giving portions of your own remarkable collection to the Hofburger School. And you have contributed both to successive capital campaigns and annual funds. Just as important, however, are the contributions that you have made to the college in the form of your personal involvement, providing advice and expertise on legal, management, and financial matters, as well as taking the time to engage in the education of young artists, looking at their work, and remaining committed to the longevity of the institution that you have helped to shape. Roy, you have given your invaluable leadership and support to the college when we needed it the most. You have helped not only steer a strategic course towards historic achievements, but you have also helped secure a permanent place for the college at the vanguard of art and design education. For more than half a century of unparalleled support, the Maryland Institute College of Art Board of Trustees humbly confers upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Roy, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Honorary Doctorate of Humane Letters. Congratulations. Thank you.
Some remarks?
You want to make some remarks?
Of course. If I can find my words. Where is it? Yeah, it was right on here.
Oh, here.
Okay. Thank you, Fred. President Lazarus, fellow trustees, faculty members, graduates of the class of 2012, their parents and guests, I am, needless to say, deeply appreciative of the honor which MICA is about and has conferred on me. I truly never expected it. After I get through telling you what the award is all about, I really don't know that I deserve it. And frankly, if I hadn't gotten it, I would not have felt slighted. My relationship with MICA has always been extremely gratifying, and the satisfaction that I have derived from lending a hand wherever and whatever I was asked for, whatever I was asked to do, is the way I always recall it was reward enough in and of itself. Joan, in her citation, said that my relationship with MICA goes back 50 years. The truth of the matter is that my relationship with MICA goes back 80 years. As a 8 or 9-year-old boy in public elementary school, I can recall that my mother would bring me here on Saturday morning to take a class in drawing. I can remember not so much what I learned. I did not turn out to be an artist, although I did turn out to be an avid collector of German Expressionist and Austrian Secessionist art. But what I remember is that a little bit before the class would end, I would sneak out and go up. It was in the basement where the class was held. I'd go up to the second floor where the adults had a drawing class, and I'd peek at the nudes. Now, unless you think that I was a hypersexual little kid, I was really, and didn't know it, training my eye. So that 50 years later, when I was building my collection, which covers my walls and most of which consists of beautiful nudes, that was sharpening my eye, and I think I have a great collection, so I did learn something. Now, for those of you who know me, know that I am not only thorough, but pretty curious guy. So when President Lazarus informed me that MICA was conferring an honorary doctorate of humane letters on me, I thought I should learn a little bit about just what that meant. So I, as my machine, Googled, really, truly, I binged. What is the honorary doctorate of humane letters? And here is what it said. There were a couple of paragraphs on its history. Actually, the degree goes back to the 15th century, first conferred by Oxford University, and includes in its, among its honorees, Franklin, not Roosevelt, but Franklin, whatever his first name was. And Dr. Samuel Johnson. They were the only two men that they recalled that insisted that they be called doctor, and it specifically says that this is an honorary degree, and the term doctor is not appropriate to be used, but they insisted. So I don't know which group I'm going to follow. So here's what it said. On a higher level, the doctorate of humane letters designates the honoree as an individual who has made a signal contribution to humanity. I read that, and I wanted to check on the word signal, so I again Googled, binged, and learned that the word signal means, as an adjective, notably out of the ordinary. Now, so far, so good. I was notably pleased. However, there was more to the description of what a doctorate of humane letters signified, and it was the next sentence that was really food for thought. And I'm quoting, "The selection of an appropriate candidate makes a statement about the values of the granting institution." That statement was truly humbling. So much so that I thought the next time MICA decides to award the honorary doctorate to someone, it better think twice about sticking its neck out so far. To think that what is being said is, Roy, what your values are the same as what MICA's values are. That is a legacy that I never dreamt of leaving. So back to my trusty computer to once again Google, well, let me make sure what MICA does stand for. So under mission and vision, in so many words, here's what it said. MICA is a community of talented, creative individuals committed to redefining the boundaries of art while maintaining the highest standards for the education of its students. commitment, creativity, excellence. These have been values that have nurtured my very being. To be singled out as a person exemplifying what MICA stands for is an honor that I will cherish forever. Thank you.
Turning to the awards for our students. I know many of you are out there waiting. I remember very much what that felt like, so I won't drag it on. Will Provost, Vice Provost Natarajan please come to the podium and join me in acknowledging those students who have received awards, and will Associate Dean Aaron Jakowski join us. As I read the name of each award recipient, please rise and remain standing until we have the opportunity to congratulate you. Today we're going to begin with the Student Leadership and Residency Awards for our graduate students. The first award is made possible by MICA's Alumni Association, a national network which, as of today, you are automatically members of. This year's graduate recipient of the Alumni Award for Student Leadership is Toyem Emau in the Reinhardt School of Sculpture. Congratulations. Our second award is the Sidney Lake Memorial Award. It is given to students whose spirit of cooperation and leadership have made a special contribution to the life of a MICA community. This year, the award goes to Jessica Carl and Eric Mortensen of the MFA in Graphic Design program. Congratulations, Jessica and Eric. We would also like to recognize MFA graduates who have received special awards and artist residencies to continue pursuing their work. As I read your name, please rise and remain standing until we have had the opportunity to congratulate you. This year, Mount Royal School of Art graduates Margaret Rogers, Zoe Friedman, and Chelsea Reagan will be going to Vermont Studio Center. Congratulations. Mount Royal School of Art graduate Misha Capecchi, is that close? Capecchi, excuse me, will be going to Skowhegan. Congratulations. Mount Royal School of Art graduate Zoe Friedman has been awarded a studio residency at the Bromo Seltzer Tower. Congratulations to you. And finally, Hofberger School of Painting graduate Lainey Nemeth has been awarded a Joan Mitchell Foundation MFA Artist Grant and a first for the Hofberger School of Painting. Congratulations. The next category is awards related to a specific program. I would like to invite the recipients of these awards to come forward and accept their award on stage. The first award is the Patricia Lyon Krongard 7690 Art Education Award. It is for an outstanding graduate of the Masters of Arts in Teaching program who demonstrates excellence in both teaching and studio work. This year's award goes to Holly Clower. Congratulations, Holly. Please come forward. Our second award is the Al and Helen Hurwitz Award, and it is a special award given this year to celebrate the memory of Al and Helen Hurwitz. Al wrote the original proposal for the creation of MICA's MAT program and is recognized as a chair emeritus of art education at MICA. The entire MICA community was saddened at his passing this spring. Recognizing that museums are a valuable resource for K through 12 education, with this award, Al wishes to recognize the students interested in working in a museum setting. The Al and Helen Hurwitz Award goes to Alder Keene. Congratulations, Alder. Please come forward. There are 2 awards for the graduate of the Reinhardt School of Sculpture, one of the oldest programs of its kind in the United States. And I know the Reinhardt students are very proud of their lineage. The Reinhardt Award goes to Toyem Imau. Congratulations. The Amelia Rothschild 34 Reinhardt Award also goes to Toyem. Congratulations. The Graphic Design MFA Thesis Prize was created to recognize an outstanding thesis project chosen from the college's MFA in Graphic Design program. This year, the award goes to Augusta Toppins. Congratulations, Augusta. Please come forward. The Mount Royal Fellowship was created to recognize an outstanding artist in the college's Mount Royal School of Art. This year, the award goes to Misha Capecci. Please come forward and congratulations. Congratulations. The Robert W. Deutsch Foundation Social Design Fellowship was created to allow outstanding MA and social design graduates to engage in continued research, implementation, and evaluation of their thesis work for the second year. This year's recipients are Becky Slogaris and Brioni Heinsohn. Please come forward and accept your award, and congratulations. Come on up. Congratulations, ladies. Now we move on to the Master's Awards. These awards are for outstanding students that span the breadth of the entire MICA graduate program. Recipients, as I read your name, please come forward to accept your award. The Toby Devine Lewis Fellowship was created by nationally known philanthropist, art collector, author, and curator Toby Devine Lewis to support an emerging artist from one of MICA's MFA programs. This year's award goes to Jessica Gibson in Photographic and Electronic Media Program. Congratulations, Jessica. Congratulations. Recognizing that direct contact with other cultures and the deepening experience of travel itself are important experiences for any artist at the threshold of his or her career, the Municipal Art Society established MICA's oldest award. the Henry Walters Traveling Fellowship. This year's award goes to, I know you're all waiting for it, Zoe Friedman from the Mount Royal School of Art. Congratulations. Finally, we have the Lab Awards, MICA's newest graduate student award. The Lab stands for Launch Artists in Baltimore, and this award will do just that. The Lab Award provides seed funding for graduate alumni who exemplify MICA's commitment to Baltimore and who have proposed projects that will use the city as a canvas for their creative vision. As I read your names, please come forward. The 5 awardees for the inaugural year of Lab Awards are Jennifer Koster of the Reinhardt School of Sculpture for her Print Collect project. Ben Peterson of the MA in Social Design for his Wet Walls and Water Walks project. The team of Chelsea Reagan and Adam Voigt in the Mount Royal School of Art for the Rebuilding Connections mural project. Margaret Royanson of the Photographic and Electronic Media MFA for Sight Unseen Roaming Film Series. And finally, our last recipient is Becky Slogaris of the MA in Social Design for Be More Fit Teacher Toolkit. Congratulations to all our Lab Award winners. This concludes the special awards to the graduating students. Would all of the award recipients please stand one more time and be recognized for your achievements? Congratulations to the 2012 class. I know that you're all very proud to be here today, and the Board of Trustees is very proud of you. Good luck.
We now get to begin the conferring of degrees, and we will start by presenting the candidates for the Master of Fine Arts degree. Will Ray Allen, Gunnar Nazajan, Karen Carroll, Dean of the Center for Art Education, please come forward for the conferring of the degrees, and will Aaron Jakowski also please come forward to present the candidates.
President Lazarus, I have the honor of recommending those students who have satisfied all of the requirements for the degree of Master of Fine Arts. Will the candidates please rise?
By virtue of the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Fine Arts with all the rights and privileges everywhere pertaining to this honorable degree. Congratulations to our newest MFAs.
Now, you have to listen to this next part really carefully. Will the Master of Fine Arts candidates from Hofburger School of Painting, Reinhardt School of Sculpture, and Mount Royal School of Art please come forward? Will the remaining MFA candidates please be seated? Okay. And will Joan Waldemath, Director of the Hofburger School of Painting, please come forward to congratulate her candidates?
Carly Nicole Whitmer. Sean McDonough. Lainey Aiden Miranda Nemeth. Sung-Hwa Kim. Allie Miller. Julie Ann Horton. Jeffrey Adams Vincent. Michael A. Kaur.
Director of the Reinhardt School of Sculpture, please come forward to congratulate her candidates.
Abdulmari Toyam de Leon Imau. Caroline Lee Covington. Rachel Elizabeth Held. Jennifer Jean Coster. Pablo Garcia Lopez.
Will Frances Barth, Director of the Mount Royal School of Art, please come forward to congratulate her candidates.
Cheyenne Lee Seeley. Zach Storm. Brian Burrow Conity. Jonathan Aaron Duff. Madeline Catrona. Margaret Rogers. Sean Michael Bennett. Elizabeth Lauren Ash. Jonathan Edward Latiano. Grim Lee. Kathleen Rita Sachs. Misha Sophia Kopecki. Zoe Rachel Friedman. Chelsea Reagan. Adam Void William Thomas Goins IV.
Will the Master of Arts candidates in Community Arts, Graphic Design, Photographic and Electronic Media, and Studio Arts please come forward, and will Kenneth Kraftcheck, Director of the Master of Arts in Fine Arts in Community Arts, and Paula Phillips, Interim Director of the Master of Fine Arts in Community Arts, please come forward to congratulate their candidates.
Shanna R. Goich. Jessica Haywood Wyatt. Anne Frances Kotliba.
Will Ellen Lupton and Jennifer Cole Phillips, co-directors of the Graduate Program in Graphic Design, please come forward to congratulate their candidates.
Jessica Francine Carl Heltzel. Aura Seltzer. Augusta Rose Toppins. Jennifer Elizabeth Cutnow. Aviv Lichter. Noelle Ann Cunningham. Clara Selena Cone Marquez. Sky Alina McNeil. Alice Ohm. Abraham Garcia. Eric Robert Mortensen. Timothy Hoover. Cameron Neese Zotter. Jinhwa Kim. Mikhail Rotberg. Rolando Alcantara.
Will Timothy Druckrig, Director of the Graduate Program in Photographic and Electronic Media, please come forward to congratulate his candidates?
William Nipsher. Kimberly Urena. Arena Trifanova. Jessica Gibson. Heather Elizabeth Stratton. So-Hyun An. Lloyd Lowe. Gavin G. Stewart. Jenny Frost Smith. Margaret Bennett Rorson. Brandon Franklin Rush. Travis L. Massengale.
Will Zalata Baum, Director of the Master of Fine Arts and Studio Arts, please come forward to congratulate her candidates?
Todd Kaiser. Katya Chilingiri. Cassandra Kappas Scouten. Brooke Sealover.
Agree.
President Lazarus, I have the honor of recommending those students who have satisfied all the requirements for the Master of Arts. Will the candidates please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Arts with all the rights and privileges everywhere pertaining to this honorable degree. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Will the Master of Arts candidates please come forward, and will Kenneth Krafchek, Director of the Master of Arts in Community Arts, and Paula Phillip, the Intern Director of the Master of Fine Arts and Community Arts, please come forward to congratulate their candidates?
Marion Conley Blair. Allison Elizabeth Moore. Stephanie Valencia. Rutendo Mudzamori. Desmond Vincent Moore.
Will Mike Weichert, Director of the Master of Arts in Social Design, please come forward to congratulate his candidates?
Elise Carol Roy. Kyla Catherine Fullenweider. Bryony Evans Hinson. Benjamin W. Peterson. Julianne Sayo. Rebecca Marie Slogaris. Dana Abdullah. Leah C. Harper.
Will Shiloh Rao and Matthew Sutherland, co-directors for the Master of Arts in Teaching, please come forward to congratulate their candidates?
Madison Cohen. Lillian Brinton Robb. MICA Julie Nakano. Andrea Susan Kaplan. Amy R. Shanker. Alyssa Marie Shera. Sarah Rizzo. Jennifer Ann Riley. Antoinette Michelle Hawkins. Megan Victoria Harris. Sarah Elizabeth Malling. Stephanie Mae Jones. Daniel Robert Lee. Teresa Dominique Richard. Zachary Tyler Lawn. Alder Bessie Keene. Nicole Ann Shera. Holly Joelle Cloer. Erica Jean Nearat.
Oh my God.
Maria Louise Frady. Alexis Jane Miller. Christina Lynn Ficano. Kelsey Lauren Schmidt. Sarah Damiano. Marlena Lynn Murtaugh.
I'd just like to take a moment to ask Sharon Johnson to stand. She's the graduate director of the MA in Art Education. We have a couple of low residency programs that finish in August, and none of her students were able to come to this event. But I'd like you to join me in sending our best wishes and congratulations to all our low residency students who are not able to be here today.
We will now present the candidates for post-baccalaureate certificates.
President Lazarus, I have the honor of recommending those students who have satisfied all the requirements for the post-baccalaureate certificate in fine arts and the post-baccalaureate certificate in graphic design. Will the candidates please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the post-baccalaureate certificates with all the honors and rights pertaining to this degree. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Will the candidates of the post-baccalaureate certificate in fine arts please come forward? And would Bill Schmidt, director of the program, please come forward to congratulate his candidates?
Aiden Eric Hamami. Jace Flickinger. Jean A. Kang. Alexandra Allen Carter. Alan James Tapper. Marnie Kathleen Benny. Julie Bond. Ashley DeQuila. Heather Krista Beardsley. Justin Rust Crosby. Yifu Liu. So-Yun Lee. Catherine Elizabeth Labonte. Nick Conrad Primo. Anne Marie Bodver. Thomas Moore Burkett.
Will the candidates of the Post-Baccalaureate Certificate in Graphic Design please come forward? And would Sandra Maxa, director of the program, please come forward to congratulate her candidates?
Ryan Farishian. Noor Salam Tabit. Chung Zhao. Emma Nevers Hazlett. Amy Leandra Walton. Ching-Fei Wong. Sean D. Gardner. Laura Jean Fitzgerald. Conrad Mark Cyber. David Lam. Wei Hong. Jeffrey John Ondenka.
That now concludes the conferring of degrees for our post-baccalaureate and our graduate degree programs. Could all of the graduates please rise so we can give them one more round of applause all together? It's now my pleasure to introduce to you James Rick, President of our Alumni Association.
Distinguished graduates, as chair of MICA's Alumni Association, I have the privilege of welcoming you formally to the ranks of alumni of this great college. While your status as students may have ended too quickly for most of you, you each will bear the title of alumnus or alumna for the remainder of your lives. Class of 2012, we hope that you, like your fellow alumni, will maintain close ties to MICA, will help build its future, and will always feel at home here. Wherever your travels take you, you will always be part of the MICA community. As you make your mark in the world as both professionals and individuals, stay in touch. Stay involved. Visit often, and let us hear from you. So friend us on Facebook. We wish you well, much success and congratulations. And now, would the graduate class of 2012 please stand one more time to be recognized as MICA's newest alumni?
Before we close out our ceremonies today, I would like to invite everybody to the reception following these exercises in Cohen Plaza in front of the Brown Center. And will the marshals please take up their standards? And will the guests please remain seated until the recessional has been completed? And will the graduates please remain in their seats until the faculty have recessed? Thank you again for being with us for this wonderful occasion. Thank you.